hours for Bloodstock Radio, and I am joined by Davey and Hunter from AFI. Hi.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to London. How are you finding it?
Love London.
Yes.
It's great.
Why? Why do you love it?
There's good shopping, there's theater. Can't really eat as well, but we can eat better than we used to be able to in London.
It has improved.
It has.
Yeah. I mean, I know are you vegan,
both
veggie?
Of us
both
are.
are.
Vegan.
Both
Hello,
vegans.
me too.
Yeah. Are you vegan as well?
You are not vegan anymore.
Okay,
I'm
so
veggie,
you lied to
but
us.
still.
We've started this conversation with lies.
Yeah. We're off to
No,
a bad
I just
start.
Yep.
I have been vegan and now I'm veggie.
Okay.
So I'm still not bad.
Okay.
I'm still hanging in there.
So you're all right.
But there is quite a lot. We're not bad for when it comes to sort of veggie vegan food.
I mean, it started here. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
actually.
veganism started in England.
Oh, well done us.
And early on there was more here. I mean, early on there was more here than anywhere else. But there's more now than there was before. Yeah, there's some spots, which is good. It's certainly worlds better than the continent where we just starve, as you know.
Well, when I've been to France, I know that I've had something and there's bits of bacon floating in it, and I say I'm vegetarian, and they say, "Oh, we'll just take it out."
Oh.
Right. It's hard.
Just eat around it.
No,
It's hard. Yeah.
that's not the point.
Flesh and cream all over the continent. It's hard, but here it's great, and I mean, in the rest, and you know, culturally speaking, it's always fun for us to be in the home of what we consider to be some of the best artists of all time, certainly musically speaking.
Yes.
And literature, and it's great.
Good. Well, it's lovely to have you. It's nice to see you here. Let's talk about the reason you're really here, which is burials. Not in a sort of undertaking capacity, we need to clarify, but in a new album out on the 22nd of October capacity.
Yes.
So, tell us about it. I mean, is there a significance to the title, first of all?
Certainly,
Burials?
we felt that the title really represents the themes that run through the record.
Right.
Thematically, the record speaks of a silence and the burials that result from that silence and further burials. It's a record of anxiousness and panic and betrayal. Speaks of a loss of sense of self. It's a very bleak record, and we felt that title really ties in those themes.
Right. Am I right in saying, I think I read this somewhere, that it's actually quite a personal record for you?
Certainly. It's a very personal record. It's very direct. It's lyrically more direct than anything I've written in the recent past, and certainly in addressing those themes, it is the most direct in relation to that sort of honesty.
Yeah, it's quite a brave thing to do, really, because you're opening yourself up. You're leaving yourself open to everyone.
And very directly in a way that I haven't really done before. Thanks for calling it brave. I find
I think it is
embarrassing and at times, but it's fragile in that respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what about the rest of the band? I mean, for you, Hunter, when it is something very personal, say to Davey, how does it sort of impact on you?
Well, I mean, I actually really relate to a lot of the lyrics. I mean, they definitely speak to me and speak to experiences that I've had in the past couple years as well. So it's, I feel like although they are his words, I feel like it's also my sentiment.
Yeah.
And that of course informs what I try to bring to it musically. And so it's it's our unified statement.
Yeah, I suppose really, obviously without delving into what you've been through and all the rest of it, I would imagine people listening to it will also be able to identify with certain themes and sentiments running through.
I would hope so. I mean, certainly the experience that's being recorded within the context of the record is not a new experience, or it's not a unique experience, making it even more embarrassing to me in a sense, as far as aggrandizing it in that way. There's a solipsism to it, but there's also universality to it, in that respect, and it's my hope that people can relate to it.
Yeah.
They have so far with the songs that they've heard.
Well, absolutely. There's been 3 singles lifted from it already, which have been
three songs have been released. Yeah, there's only actually 1 single at this point, but I feel that there's 3 songs out there for people to hear.
In fact, let's talk about that, because there were all these cryptic videos that appeared on your website, I think, from back in April. So tell us a little bit about that. What was the idea behind it?
We wanted to create something visually that prefaced what we were going to do musically, and to provide that sort of visual representation of what Burials is and what was to come. And we worked very closely with these great directors from New York called Surround. And they created those videos with us, as well as the performance video for I Hope You Suffer.
Yeah, it's a really interesting thing to do, very different, and a good way of sort of teasing what was to come as well.
Thank you. Yeah.
Getting the anticipation, which I'm sure everybody now just can't wait to get their hands on the album.
I hope so.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, just talking in terms of your sound, how do you manage, because you've been going for over 20 years now, is this your 9th studio album?
9th record,
right? Yeah, 9th record, which is amazing.
Yeah.
You're still together and you're still talking, and
Correct.
you seem like great friends, which
Correct.
is fantastic and a feat in its own. But also, how do you manage to sort of still get stay true to your sound, but still manage to evolve?
Well, there is no sound. That's the whole thing.
Right.
That's actually that's what allows us to be able to continue to want to make music. Is that exactly like with every record we create? It's a artistic departure for us. It's growth, and it's pushing ourselves, and constantly having the opportunity to create music that is new and fresh for us allows us to continue to want to do it. And that's what started us making music in the first place, was making something new. We had the opportunity to create something that's relevant and forward, which back then didn't take much because we couldn't barely play our instruments. So creating anything at all was a gratifying feat to us. And now we work with the same inspiration.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I suppose that way you're constantly getting something different. And how have you managed to sort of keep it going as a band as well? Because it's true, so many, after a couple of years, it's like, nah, they're not talking, or there's artistic differences or whatever. I mean, what's the success, or the route to success?
I think the very reason that we worked well together in the first place, and that we came together, is we all had the same ideas and goals musically, and the same things that we same influences growing up, and those continue today. We still just want to create art that we love, and
that keeps us going. And us, the way we live as individuals as well.
I was about
affects
to
it a
say
lot.
that, because there's often that sort of, there's that spiritual, emotional, and sort of, they say, physical thing when it comes to relationships generally. And I suppose, the physical thing could be the music, really, in this sense. But then you've got the whole sort of spiritual, emotional side of it as well, so I guess that works.
Absolutely. I mean, we are, a lot of us, the band lives a very similar lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like Hunter and I are vegan, Jade is vegetarian, Jade and I are straight edge, Hunter is
Jade.
drug free. That like-mindedness goes into creating a cohesion in the band, and familiarity of living together for so many years, and the lineup being what it has been since 1988 of like-mindedness there, and also just that, in addition to being dedicated to what we do and being very focused on it, those things play off one another. It's when you live with clarity, then your focus on what you do can be that more effective.
You don't feel then that you have missed out on any sort of the rock and roll hedonism and all of that
well,
is so
hedonism,
much associated
to use
with
the
it,
word hedonism,
or
I mean,
whatever.
hedonism doesn't necessarily need to be destructive.
Okay.
But
it's good. It's interesting.
You can be. I mean, I don't think hedonism, I think, can be a positive thing when working with the clarity, and you're not being self-destructive or destructive. But do we feel we've missed out on any of that destructive lifestyle?
I
mean, we happily missed out of it. No, I mean, it was like, I don't feel that we've missed out on anything. I mean, our decision to live the way we do is a conscious decision. It's not by necessity. As far as the drugs go, we are not drug addicts. We've never, I think I speak for both of us, we've never been intoxicated. We've never done...
Amazing. Well, I say
amazing.
It's good, but it's amazing.
It is.
In
Contextually, in the world we live in,
that's
where
exactly. It's
where
everywhere.
recreation
It's all around.
mandatory means of recreation is drug use in the world that we live in, and we've we've chosen to not be a part of
Yeah.
that, but I don't feel that we've missed out on anything
No.
other than, heartache and degeneration.
Yeah.
Very, very good point.
you
Very
know?
good point.
And there's enough of that without instigating it and
Yes.
purposely pursuing it.
Life throws that at you anyway.
Yeah, and looking towards those means to deal with it only clearly make things worse.
Yeah.
Be it physically or emotionally.
Yeah. No, it's fantastic and it's really interesting, and I think it's very motivating and encouraging as well. I know we've got to wrap things up just quickly. You're back to the States and you're on tour playing at the legendary 930 Club, I think in DC is one of them. I know that one.
Yeah.
You've got Australia. When are you coming to the UK?
Next year.
Yes, thank you.
Next year.
Any
Next
particular time frame, do you know?
2014.
Just 2014,
Somewhere
no more
during
dates
the
yet.
course of the calendar year.
Yes, we will be here.
And just one thing, Davey, I know that you hit the stage in American Idiot,
Yes.
didn't you, which is fantastic on Broadway. What are the chances of maybe seeing you in the West End, I'm thinking, in
Oh,
the
I would
musical?
love to. You see me there tonight if you want to go, because I
really?
I want to go see Les Mis, or I want to go see
you want Les Mis?
or Mormon. But I
That's
will
meant
not
to be
be-
amazing.
Oh, it's
Book
great.
of Mormon.
I've seen Mormon. Already. I saw
What
it
about
on
Jersey
Broadway.
Boys? Fancy
Love Jersey
Boys?
I love Jersey Boys. It's one of my favorite musicals.
See?
I love it. Is it here?
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
I
Yeah,
mean,
you
any
should
of
go
those
and
would
see
be
it.
great. Yeah,
Or maybe the Disney classic Lion King.
Haven't seen Lion King yet. People rave about it, but that one I've missed. But I would love to take the stage here.
We Will Rock You even.
Yeah,
Get in on that.
Yeah, I mean, that would be great. I have seen that show. I saw that show actually
Yeah.
in Canada.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and it was great. A fan of AFI was at the show, and I met her, and she said, "I'm in We'll Rock You. Do you want to come?" I said, "I absolutely want to come." It was
Yeah.
really great.
So it might happen one day.
I would love
here in the
to.
West End.
If you would like to have me, you name the show, I'll come and do it.
Brilliant.
I don't care if
Well, I'll
even
get my
can.
thinking cap
All right.
on. I've got all sorts of ideas. Thank you so much,
Thank
guys.
you.
It's been
Thank
a
you for
pleasure
having us.
talking to you. Really interesting. And a reminder that AFI's new album, Burials, is out on the 22nd of October.
Just like a suffered. No one